So I really want you to think back to the very first time you ever heard the word simp. It's a word that's been around for decades, but has recently seen a lot more mainstream popularity than ever. According to Google, the definition of a simp is a man who foolishly overvalues and defers to a woman, putting her on a pedestal. And I don't really think that that's very accurate. To me, a simp is a spineless man who is desperately in love with a woman who will never love him back or show him any attention at all. And even though he knows this fact, he still spends money on her and begs for her attention on the daily. For instance, the dudes who are out here buying gamer girl bathwater and hanging Pokemon posters above their bed are simps. I just really don't get how you can be this invested in someone who will never know who you are or ever pay you the time of day. And in real life, a good example would be the guy who keeps going out with the girl who's clearly just using him for free meals. He is also a simp. I read this article the other day. The term simp is being used to shame men who treat women well, and it needs to stop. And the only thing I could think is, oh god, there's gonna be like those people who unironically want other people to stop saying the word Karen, which ironically is an extremely Karen thing to do. The article is basically a hit piece on men who like to call their friends simps for acting like puss boys. She starts off by saying,
a simp, by definition, is someone who does way too much for someone they like. That's the Urban Dictionary top definition.
Very credible source right there.
It never specifies a gender, but everyone knows that simp is used exclusively to describe men and men's behavior towards women.
So clearly she's gonna be upset throughout the article and up in arms over a matter of a fucking slang term that's usually said in a joking manner.
The term is being used sometimes to describe even the bare minimum level of respect between a man and a woman. A boy buys a girl an Uber home to make sure she's safe.
That's simp behavior.
He messages her first.
He's simping for her.
He speaks highly of his girlfriends or the woman he's sleeping with.
He's such a simp.
Women know that the bar for men is so low that it's literally in hell.
Ooh, that burns.
But even now that bar is being tested and lowered by men who fear they're going to be called out by their mates for simp behavior.
Oh, give me a fucking break. I promise you that the fear of being called a simp is not stopping any man in the pursuit of snatch. It's just like when women claimed it was hot girl summer for the last couple of years, but you know they're secretly booed up once those bars got to closing. Just like pretty much anything else on the internet, simp peer pressure does not really hold any weight in the real world. No matter how tough you act, at the end of the day, everyone wants to be cuddled. Maybe a little back scratch. Also, can we drop this whole idea that every straight male in existence is a piece of shit? Clearly what happened here is the chick who wrote this article got ghosted by a guy who was doing nice things for her in order to get into her pants. So now she's gonna write a projecting passive-aggressive article about men. She continues on to say,
the truth is that every use of simp, by men, on men, even as a joke, is laced with misogyny. Simp is 2020's That's So Gay.
Oh my god. I'm sure if I shined a flashlight through the ear hole of the person who wrote this article, you would see a bright light on the other side of the room. It's really just not that deep. She even tries to cite a tweet from someone named The Car Plug where he says,
almost told this one girl I have a crush on her, then I remembered that's a simp behavior.
Using that as evidence in her claim. Does she not understand humor? I'm sure when Cardi B talked about drugging men to steal their money, she called that female empowerment. She continues on saying,
and if you're questioning the difference between soft boy and simp, know that being a soft boy was never degrading. Soft boys shagged, soft boys were woke, soft boys were cool. There's no part of being a simp that's aspirational. It's 100% demeaning. So demeaning that it causes men to change their behavior entirely. Just 10 days ago, a 19-year-old girl posted on the r/relationships.text thread on Reddit complaining that her boyfriend won't hold her hand or be affectionate with her in public because his friends make fun of other boys doing that stuff and call them simps. Her boyfriend is so scared of being a simp that he's actively hurting his girlfriend's feelings to avoid it. He's 21. That word has an effect.
Well, maybe that fact is more revealing about the 21-year-old kid than the word simp. Maybe he just thinks his chick is ugly and doesn't want it to seem like they're together when they're in public. Who knows? And yes, I do understand that there's some incels out there who are probably jealous of their friends who can actually get girls. But no one really gives a fuck about an incel's opinion. If anyone ever called me a simp for doing the basic level things that you say in the article, I wouldn't give a shit. And anyone who would change the way they are or the way they treat someone else because of the word simp, they obviously just have insecurity problems, not simp problems. Also, if my friend was getting played like a fiddle by some girl, you bet your ass I'm the type of person that's gonna say something. Just like I would expect a woman to do the same for her friends. At the end of the day, no one is treating women badly because of the word simp. Actually, women are treated better today than they've ever been throughout the history of time. Have you seen how the generations before us were treating women? I mean, of course, there's always gonna be some men and women who treat each other like shit. Some people are just scumbags. But if you have any sort of sense in your skull, that won't be you. And you shouldn't let all this internet bullshit tell you otherwise. Either way, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I thought this article was really out of pocket. I thought this girl was really reaching. Let me know what your definition of a simp is down below in the comments. As always, I want to thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the video. And as always, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman. And I gotta go fly away now. I'm out. Peace.